every like it's decade after decade when it kind of the perspective changes. But at the start, I truly believed that my parents can get back together. And I even cooked dinner for them so they would be in one place, do all the silly things. But to be fair, completely honest, my parents' divorce was a blessing. It was the best thing that happened to my family, because we were loved by both of our parents. Yeah, they had their own homes, they had their own things to deal with. Yeah, but my father did the best he could, my mom did the best she could, and I don't think that them staying together just for us would have been the best for us, to be fair. For me, when I was a teenager, it was freedom, because I could do whatever I wanted to do. My father was more connected with my baby sister, so I was kind of completely on my own most of the time. But in later years, yeah, I was kind of even blaming my mom for not being there for me. Sometimes you want to blame for all of your problems your parents or your family member or your friends, So my mom was the blame goat first, and then my father was the blame goat. Yeah, and I even wrote to my dad a very open email about all the stuff that he did to me, and how I felt when I was growing up, and how much I cried and so on. And the response that I got from him was like, yeah, but it was your life. You can't blame me for these type of things, those choices you made. And that kind of shook me, and I was angry for a month. But then I was like, but he has absolute right, actually. Those choices that I made back then they were not even remotely connected to my father. I decided to run away from home. I decided not to go to school. I decided to use drugs, to use alcohol, to heal myself in bad ways. I decided these type of things. So I had to deal with these problems instead of dealing with them. Years later, I was just like, you know what? No, I'm done with this self-healing bullshit. I'm tired. Yeah, so I have to find someone to blame. And sometimes it happens like that, when you go through realizations about yourself, and the first thing that you want to do, automatically look for the blame goat. Who is to blame? Yeah, but it's actually you to blame, no one else. I think the biggest pain was one of the biggest pains, and those 5 years actually were a lot to do with my personal healing. Those 5 years were very, very complicated, especially like in general with men in my life, with my father as well, and how I saw him, how he became, when I was a kid, how he was a hero, and then he became this weakling in my eyes. That I was balancing on love and hatred at the same time, but did it actually hurt me or blessed me? I'm still kind of, because I can't say that it hurt me. I can't. I learned at the end from this, and I moved on, I'm here,
Why did you see your father as a weakling?
Because he did some stuff that before I didn't see as a big problem. He had problems with alcohol and law. So when I saw him behind the bars, I was like, yeah, my respect towards him completely dropped. And because I thought that you step up for yourself, you keep on fighting, you don't give in to addictions and your vices and habits, but you fight for yourself. So then I realized, I was looking at him and I was like, I'm stronger than he ever was, because he was struggling with his bad habits since I can remember myself. So that's why. And then I realized that I'm kind of afraid to become him, to kind of What if I get addicted to something, you know, and so on, you know. But I was like, but my mind is stronger than that, you know. I'm not gonna, you know, go in the same path. And I know that people are saying, okay, it's genetics, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. You know, it's your choices again. You know, you can blame genetics, of course, yeah. But knowing that, would you actually drink or use drugs just because your mother or father were an addict? No, you won't. Yeah, you will choose more wisely for yourself. That past doesn't matter. That change comes easy. That healing doesn't have to be painful. I see my life as a wonderful adventure instead of, oh yeah, I've been through this turmoil of pain and self-harm and so on, yeah. And I've had suicidal thoughts when I was a teenager, you know, and I did some stupid stuff. But I still look at it as something very colorful that has given me so much.
When you were younger, what made you have suicidal thoughts?
Actually, nothing. I just, I was one of those teenagers that, you know, it's like everyone is trying to hurt you. First love trying to hurt you. You can't live without someone. It was silly things. It was like, what would happen if I wouldn't be on this planet? You know, what would my mom do? For example, if we had like arguments, because my mom was a working mother and she had her job was her passion, and now I appreciate her because she showed me and my siblings how to be passionate about something, you know, although me and my sister, we grew up on our own mostly. But it was definitely these type of situations where there were like doors shutting, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna take pills and, you know, what will happen? And I left even a suicide note. It was just silly things. It wasn't, I don't think it was anything super serious, but it was, in that moment, I thought that my world can't go, you know, expand. It was just, it was the end of the world. And yeah, it was very silly, but at the same time, now I'm looking back and I understand how sometimes surviving these type of things, because I saw how many my friends in that age, they were struggling, and you know, they were coming from bad families, and we were all doing bad stuff together, you know, and how they dealt with it. And some of them had mad issues, like some of them became addicts, some of them still to this day have mental health problems, you know.
I've been left by everyone I know. Everyone I know. Mom, dad, stepdad, stepmom, cousins, aunties, like, you name it.